All right, we are live. Hail the arch villains. Welcome to the world famous Arch City Comics. I am Adam AF. Welcome, one and all. Joining me this evening, we have Chimera Comics.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, man. We also got the one and only passion for drawing.
Hello there. Hello, thanks for having me too. I appreciate it.
Always good to have you.
Hail the chat.
Below him, we have Michael Beacon.
Hello there. Hail.
Hello. And last but certainly not least, it's the ghost of Brendan Kemp.
Howdy, partners and buckaroos out there.
Howdy. Thank you for returning to this wonderful channel. It has been far too long, sir. How the hell have you been?
Great. I can't complain. The work's been crazy, but it's been good. My book is fulfilling right now, thanks to the nonstop efforts of my brother Steve, and we've been getting some really good feedback from the book so far. So everything's been really cool, man.
Excellent, good deal. Hail to the chat. Thank you guys for joining us this evening. I know there's a lot of other shit going on tonight, so I appreciate you guys being here. We of course have my brother Simon Simpotier. We've got Rotzen Glory, the drunkard, Atomic Deuces on Friday nights. We got Elasmat Phillips. Hail Elasmat, the one and only Captain Fuckhead as well, and Ted Lehman. Hail, gentlemen. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Let's start with Dusty Tortillas. You said in the pre-show that you are pretty certain that fulfillment is done. The books are out there in the wild. We just have to be patient with the postal service and in getting them. Correct?
Yeah. So the books are coming from Texas, and they've made it all the way to Washington State before they made it to Florida. That's the feedback that I've been getting from people. So the postal system is a little bit wonky right now, I'm sure, due to current world events, but just be patient. Your books and your products are on the way. I'm getting new pics in DMs from people every day saying, hey, got my stuff, taking pictures of it, and it's been really cool. So I'm really excited about everybody getting it in their hands finally.
So do you know, did he send them all out at once, or did he do it in batches?
So he broke it down. The last time I talked to him about it, he broke it down by perk. And once he had an entire perk packed and, with the mailing address on there, he would send that, and then he would pack the next perk and then send that one out. So really your backer, your backer ID number, like if you were number one, you may not get your stuff before backer 75, just, due to what perk you picked.
Did he start with the top down then? Like as far as like high tiers got shipped first and then the lower tiers, or did he go the other way?
I learned in the very early 90s not to question the methods of Steve and Kemp. There's a method to the madness in there somewhere, but it would take him a long time to explain it. So that's the best I could do for you.
I believe that. I know Steve well enough to I believe that wholeheartedly. Fuckhead says postage is a pain right now. Had an EVS package arrive 17 days later than normal after being in Tokyo twice. It's working, but everything is backlogged. Yeah, that's insane. It went to Tokyo twice. I mean, that package has now been around the world. It is a very worldly package.
Yeah, I got a DM today from one of the customers who backed the original art tier, and his poster came in great condition. His page looks pristine, everything, and I got to see one of his sketch cards that Sim did, and it looks fantastic, man. You really knocked those out of the park, Sim.
So what's next for the Tortilla team?
Well, obviously Volume 2, Dusty Tortillas Volume 2. I'm sorry that you haven't got your book yet, but there's a little bit of a teaser in the back for the second issue. And the plan is we're going to go double the size of the first one. So we did 30 full color story pages in the first issue. The next one we're looking at 60.
Oh, awesome, dude.
Yeah, wow. And we're taking everything. We we didn't really profit anything from the first book. We're taking everything that was left over after shipping is complete and pushing it straight to the artist to start, getting to work on that now. And then also we can, kind of based on that, lower the funding goal that we need to actually get the book made.
Right.
So I think that's going to be beneficial overall. And of course, we're going to have a perk where you can catch up on the story. Get the first and second issue right there. And we're looking into ideas, and we're looking into people right now for commissioning the cover for the second print run, because we want the people that got in on the first campaign to have something exclusive.
Naturally, yeah.
Right.
Dude, that's awesome. So anybody who doesn't know, the first campaign for Tortillas got out to a bit of a rocky start, had to switch the creative team around. Are you sticking with the same creative team of PK Artworks and this man Michael Beacon down here as well?
I believe so, based off of all the feedback that I've gotten from the customer, the end user with the physical product in their hand. They really, really enjoy the book. They like the aesthetic that PK brought to it. It kind of lends itself to the more comedic themes of the book, because it's just kind of ridiculous to begin with. I know there's a title for it. It's splatter comedy, or I think there's a subgenre for it. But yeah, it's a comedic book with really, really, really over the top violence at the same time. And so yeah, switching up the artistic team really, really. I think Nick Garber's a fantastic artist. And we had something really, really good going with that. And this turned out to be just as good, in my opinion. Yeah,
I mean, I don't have my print copy yet, but you were nice enough to grace me with a digital copy. God, it feels like forever ago. And I was very pleased with the final product. I thought the story was great. The artwork was on point. Beacon's colors, of course. He's an absolute madman when it comes to coloring.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it all. I can't wait to actually get that physical copy, because nothing beats a physical copy in my mind.
Yeah, it was really cool. You, besides myself and Steve, you and Mike Murphy were the first two people to actually read the book. People that I trust well enough to give me honest feedback and say, hey, no, this is stupid. And so to get such high praises from you two really meant a lot, man. It was really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, and I really appreciate that. I think I even caught a typo for you, if I'm not mistaken.
You did, yeah. We're going to have to give you an editor credit.
Yes! Put that one up on the list.
Yeah. But yeah, the team overall was fantastic to work with. PK, Steve is able to give him, in almost a storyboard, format, what he's got in his head, and then PK will come back with the roughs. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. He works so fast. So he'll knock out 5 pages at a time. We send him straight over to Mike Beacon. Mike Beacon does his thing, make a couple of corrections here and there. But you can tell him, Mike, we really didn't have to correct that much. You're really gifted at what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, Beacon's come a long way from the,
yeah.
like you said, you actually started recoloring issue 1 of 7 Legions, because you've come so far in really a short amount of time.
Yeah, I did issue 1 as an emergency thing, so I had a colorist. He didn't work out, so I was like, fuck, gotta do this myself now. And yeah, now after doing that, Dusty Tortillas and Cyborg USA is like, I improved greatly over that time.
It was really funny. I got my books from Rob Casey, and I don't know if it just slipped my mind that you were attached to the project, Michael. And I'm flipping through that. I'm like, there's something about this, man. Like, something about this looks familiar. And it was the coloring style right there. I was like, holy crap,
Yeah.
It's funny. Something about this, man. I can't put my finger on it.
Can't put my finger on it, but something familiar.
Really? I worked with this guy.
Yeah. I guess I just forgot that you were on that project, man. But, yeah. So I have a number of books that are colored by Michael Beacon in my house now. So
yeah, he's quickly rising to be one of Comicsgate's busiest colorists.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, let's feel like that's a good segue. Let's segue right over into to your book, 7 Legions.
All right.
This is where you take it away. This is your
Okay.
cue.
So okay. So to give the pitch, Azrael served the Seven Legions for 2,000 years until he uncovered a plot by the three greatest enemies to destroy them from within. But before he could warn the others, he vanished, leaving his memories behind in the mind of Hiko, an orphan who becomes a samurai in Japan's feudal, chaotic Sengoku era of Civil War, where and now Hiko must choose between fighting the war that threatens the clan that took him in, or fighting the war to save the galaxy itself.
Crazy shit.
Yeah. So it's like sci-fi, fantasy, historical fiction. Imagine a universe where the races of myth and legend and fantasy exist out in space, and Earth is the backwater planet kept under a very strict prime directive sort of approach. And it's in the midst of its the year 1500, around that time. So yeah, it's like Star Wars mixed with Skyrim mixed with an Akira Kurosawa film.
See, that's the pitch I think you should lead with.
Okay.
So the second part there.
Yeah.
Because that sounds so bad. The historical fiction. Speaking of, I just got Vestige the other day. Great historical fiction piece.
Yeah.
Really engaging, and that's honestly, it's quickly becoming one of my new favorite genres of comic book is that historical fiction, because I never really liked history class in school. It always bored the fuck out of me. But it's exciting to see the same stories that I was forced to learn about told in this new and way more intriguing way. Of course, it's not real, but it's based on something that was real.
Yeah, and like that's one of the things that I enjoyed about working on this story for this. When I came up with the lore over the course of about 13 years, and a lot of that was a lot of research into history of that time period. And the thing about feudal Japanese history is that there's very little to go on in some cases. So a lot of it left a lot of breathing room. But as far as the historical fiction side, I stay as close to history as I can while also having these sci-fi fantasy elements to it.
Excellent. So let's see. Let's look a little bit at your tiers here. What are people getting with this project here? So let's just start with your featured print tier.
All right. So this is I would say the best bang for your buck. So you get issue 1 and issue 2. That's a total of 50 pages. You get a pack of 4 trading cards, a bookmark drawn by Simon, colored by me, and you get 3 prints right now. There's one by Carlo Rowe, one by Pablo Romero, and one by Henry Ponciano. And if we hit $5,500 raised, then we will be getting a Narwhal poster as well. So you'll be getting 4 prints if we reach that stretch goal.
That's a hell of a deal, man.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, that's a great package. You've got obviously a lineup of some amazing CG talent contributing to this project as well. Do you have that bookmark handy? I can't get enough of it.
Not with. I could probably pull up the file real quick.
All right, do that, because I can't get enough of it. Your Sims artwork and your colors on it, I just want to bathe in it.
All right, where's that bookmark? There you go. Okay, so I'll pull that up in just a moment. All right.
I'm waiting with bated breath, sir.
Screen share, application window. There we are. Boom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the protagonist Hiko as an adult. He starts off the story as about 9 years old when his home village is burned down, and he winds up in the care of the Omi family, which serves the Saito clan, and they're the ones who take him in.
Very awesome. Now,
that's really, really cool.
Is this going to be double-sided? Is there something going to be on the back?
On the other side will be the title art, which is drawn by, there it is. Title art by Betty Brighteye. To So yeah, that'll be across the other side.
R.I.P. Betty Bright Eye.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I miss that dude.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
I hear the grunt of passion. Passion's back.
7 legions.
What? You need to do the voiceover for this, I think. Just like that.
7 legions.
You got to add that in there.
By 7 legions.
Hail Z Russ, thank you for joining us this evening.
Sounds like a cool heavy metal band. 7 legions.
It does, man. I never thought of that, but it really does.
Can I get to like?
I think like when I was looking up the name to make sure it wasn't claimed, I think there is actually a band with that name, or Legion 7 or 7. I forget what it is, but yeah, there's some band that shows up. I'm not sure what genre of music it is. I never listened to it.
Probably like a Japanese like manga band or something.
It looked
K-pop.
like European like electro potentially.
Oh Jesus!
Ooh. I'm intrigued. Yeah, so you guys out there, if you haven't backed 7 Legions, go do so. Get in on this book. This should be doing way more than the. Well, I mean, you're about to hit that $5 grand mark.
Yeah, one person backing the print tier can put us over 5,000.
Awesome.
You hear that, audience? Back this book. Share it out. Get some eyes on this project. This definitely should be one up there that's hitting that 10 grand mark.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, if there's anybody listening that hasn't backed this, Michael's an awesome guy. After seeing his work, I decided, to commit to him for my book as well. You're going to get a quality product from a quality guy. So definitely back this if you haven't.
And what is your tentative shipping date? You say, we said that, there's a lot of things up in the air right now, but
I'm gonna say it's my goal to get it shipped before July. But like with all the stuff going on with COVID, that's like the earliest I'll set. But yeah, I'm aiming to be done with the art very soon, and just figuring things out from there.
Yeah, you said you just got the trading cards in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good on you for not waiting also until like you were like ready to go before you were like, oh, I need to order these trading cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, anything that I know how much I'll need, I order right now. Like with the trading cards, I just ordered like 1,000 copies of each, because they're so cheap. But it's cheap, but it's high quality. So I got enough of those to last through several campaigns as like add-ons.
Nice. Yeah, because I've spoken with you about this before. You plan on taking this for quite a while. You were saying 30 issues or something like that. Yeah,
it's going to be quite an epic. It's I've got like some great plans for it. It's going to be very much like a space opera, like Star Wars. You're going to have space battles. You're gonna in issue 4, you're going to see a battle involving dwarven mech suits. So picture a Viking style Gundam battling a giant monster. So
sweet.
Yeah, so you got stuff like that to look forward to in this universe, and yeah, it's going to be. I'm looking forward to taking it all sorts of places.
It sounds amazing. There's so many of these big concept like really really cerebral books that are coming out. And I love it. And I just wanted, outlaws getting shot in the face, and then saloon girls with big boobs is all I wanted to do.
And I mean, like, and to get topical, issue 2 has some very aggressive violence, racial violence against the orcs. So
orcs, air quote on orcs,
people of green color.
Yeah,
people of green color.
You need to start using that and have the SJWs push your book for you. Start talking about the orcs in your book and just let them promote it.
And you never pronounce ogre with a hard R,
Jesus.
Ogre.
What's up, my ogres?
Too far, man. Too far.
Hey, Adam, did you see that the message I sent you?
On the twats.
Yeah, on the Twatter sphere.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, let me open this in a new tab. Or not. Let's try that again. Oh, it's so small. Okay, we can work with this.
That's what she said.
Not to me.
Oh, that did come out tiny, didn't it? There we go. That's better.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this was our $100 tier, which you get one of the original pages from the book with, and so you get the 11x17 poster on the left from Sim, colored by Michael Beacon, and then you get PK's original page right there. He has this very, very interesting hybrid style, man. He doesn't do it on 11x17s, and he does half of it, analog, and then he'll scan it in, and then he'll do some other stuff digitally as well. So it's kind of interesting to get just the page right there, because as far as the line work and the ink goes, that doesn't look like it does in the book. Like really, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have the actual book right there with one of Simon's sketch cards, and there are some sketch cards, and then we have the that loyalty reward that Mr. Evi Canales was gracious enough to let me pull him away from Ironsights 2 for a little while, so he could draw that for us.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one in person, because I mean, just the level of detail you put into that, like all the grit and everything.
Yeah, how was it? How was coloring that, man? Like with all the stuff
like,
that he put in there.
Yeah, that was when I discovered a new way of like setting the ink layers, and it's like it just sort of like, after I discovered that, it was a breeze. It was, he put so much detail into it, but yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
because
it
Canales
turned out
does
fantastic.
almost all of his art like in a grayscale, basically.
Yeah.
Where he adds a lot of texture and everything into his artwork. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
and yeah, that's been your icon for a while, Brendan.
Yeah, I absolutely love that piece right there. I absolutely love it.
Hey, we got a true comment in the chat. He says, hail. We also have Shane Mess, my man. He says, hail. Always try to make sure I pop in and hit that like button for Adam. Thank you, bro. Zero says, vegans. Zero says, what have you done? Not the orcs. David feeds says, orcs are compassion challenged, you racist. We also got Scott McKella. Hail, bro. He says, hail, Dusty Tortillas.
Hey, Scott, what's going on, man? It's been a really long time.
We got Dushitu as well, all the way from Poland. Says, hail, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. This image actually is triggering me a little bit, though, because he's got all this beautiful artwork laid out on such a dirty surface.
I know. Yeah.
Like he's in his workshop, and he's like, boom, let's display this out all over all this sawdust and shit.
Yeah, you know what? When the kids adaptation is on Saturday mornings, and the Dusty Tortilla toys are on the pegs at Walmart, he's gonna really regret having this on his workbench.
I think so. Oh, that's cool though, man. I cannot wait to get my package. I went out to the mailbox like maybe an hour before I dropped the link, just hoping. I was like, man, I really hope that book is out there so I could show it off on air. But yeah, alas, it has not arrived quite yet.
Well, I'm looking forward to your brutal, honest review of it. Don't pull any punches. None of us are going to get better if everybody's just telling us what we want to hear. And especially for somebody who's been a lifelong fan of comics but never actually put one together before. It was a real learning experience, and there's been a couple people who have they said, hey, this is a real rookie move. And so, but we're gonna fix that in the next issue for sure. But yeah, it's it was really, really cool that the first person that I got feedback from, their package arrived on Wednesday. So so they can't they can't go to the comic shop for New Comic Wednesday, but the Ballad of Dusty Tortillas showed up in the mailbox, so that was cool, man. It was almost like it was meant to happen on that day.
Well, now I got my fingers crossed that it just. Now I wanted to wait for next Wednesday. I hope it.
Yeah, just wait to go to the
arrives.
mailbox until Wednesday, man.
Yeah. I just won't go check the mail until Wednesday. That's awesome. DC has now said that the Tuesday is DC's new comic book day, though.
That means they're gonna push them on what they ship on Sunday now.
I don't know. They're arriving on Tuesdays.
Huh.
Tuesday is the new day for DC Comics.
So I know a guy that runs a shop, or he was running a shop, and he would always get his shipments in like late, like UPS would bring the boxes there like late Tuesday evening, and then he would stock the shelves after the shop was closed, so that when he opened up on Wednesday, all the new products was on the shelf. So
My shop would always have their new stock on Tuesday. They would always put it out, and then they'd hang a curtain over the new comic book wall, and then that was off limits. No one was allowed to go over there or touch it until Wednesday morning. They dropped the curtain. Then
such a tease. Just keep it in the back until the next day, man.
I know, man. I used to think that all the time, because a lot of times Tuesday night was the only night that I used to get off of work early enough to go pick up comics. So I'd pick up the week previous on Tuesday evening, and I'd go in there and be like, "Come on, guys, just hook me up." And they would too. They'll be going through the pool, and be like, "Oh well, we can't give you these yet." I'm like, "Come on, it's like 10 o'clock on Tuesday night. What are you doing?" I won't tell anybody.
You just imagine you get there Wednesday, you're all excited to get the new books, and the blanket's up, and you're standing there, and you're kind of moving. There's a bunch of people there, and they drop it down, and all it is New Warriors.
Oh, God.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Snowflake and safe space as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, safe space and Snowflake. It's like, oh, okay.
That seriously sounds like a fucking nightmare to me.
This would be the second time I've done this evening, but it'd be like a what up.
Trombone plays.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that Crystal McGee? Yo, Crystal.
Yeah. True comment.
Hey.
It's like showing your shaft while also including the occupied toilet, but the angle really complements my member.
Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom.
Yeah, Crystal McGee. How you doing? Thank you for joining us tonight.
We got Scott McCulley says, "Hit me up. I got stories to tell." As do I, brother. As do I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely need to get in contact with each other again.
Oh shit! Good stuff. All right, so let's segue over to. And this is a terrible segue, but we're gonna segue over to SOS Onslaught. I feel like SOS was needed. Was appropriate after talking about a wall full of snowflake and safe space. SOS, help me! I lost the tab. There it is. All right. All right, Chimera, how you doing?
Good. It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been since the first campaign.
Yeah, it's like the first stream I was ever on, actually.
Was it really? I popped your stream, Cherry?
Yes.
Yeah. I need to mark that on the chalkboard over here.
So this is SOS Onslaught. It's basically a spin-off to the main series, and it follows the Brooklyn vigilante, and he takes on a disfigured mobster and the supernatural assassins the mobster has hired. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see why.
Don't boss me.
The vigilante had there's the cover by Simon Bisley.
Yeah, you fucking scored a Simon Bisley cover, dude.
Yeah, it took me like a month to track down how. I was finding like forums from 2006. So how do you get a commission from Bisley? And I finally found a website called Berserker Art, and I got a painting.
Yeah, and you're selling this too.
Yep, it's in my house, and I can sell or send it to you ASAP.
Look at that. $2,500 will lend you this original art piece. And you said this painting's it's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's 16 by 12.
Oh wow.
Damn. Yeah, that's definitely a wall hanger right there.
And there's the main bad guy, Pumpkin Face. He's also known as Jackie Ferrero, and he's
Yeah, look
basically
at this dude is creepy as shit, dude.
yeah. It's kind of funny. Pumpkin Face was actually like a criminal who would wear like a pumpkin mask, but I decided, turn him into a mobster. And I was gonna go with like Stitches, but then my artist just carved down his face, and I'm like, you know what, that looks better.
This is this tells me I think all I need to know about backing this book, this bubble, this speech right here. Fucking vigilante. He sliced up my face, making me look like some plastic surgery nightmare. He sliced off my nose too. I can't even snort coke now.
I read a lot of Punisher, and I try to like match, like mobsters like talk like that, very dirtier, something like that.
This is a normal like Tuesday night discussion for me.
Guess if you're missing the nose, you could just pour it down in there.
Yeah.
That'd be your best option.
Just get like a turkey baster and like suck it up and
Yeah.
just spray it in there.
Just
No,
pour it into a
that's-
funnel.
That's gnarly art, man. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Who's your artist on this?
That's Raphael Cristani. He did Argonaut, which was like a second comic I was offering on my last campaign.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, because this definitely is. You had Canales for the first SOS, and this don't look like Canales.
Yeah, it's a spin-off, and I wanted to try something different. This is there's definitely black comedy in this, but there's more action as well. And it is a spin-off, but one of the brothers from the main series makes it in there. And he's being used as a human shield because he's invulnerable. So
Perfect human shield. You don't even feel bad about it.
yeah, no, he knew it right away. And the Vigilante is like kind of like Wolverine. He was in World War II, and that's actually how he met the brothers, was during World War II. And he's immortal, just like the brothers. And so think of it like Wolverine meeting Captain America.
Right on.
Yeah.
Dude, I like this art. It's gritty, it's dirty. Are you key? It's going to be black and white with colored lettering,
Yeah.
or is that just kind of how you got the preview page set up?
Yeah, I wanted to do like black, white, and red, kind of like Grendel.
Nice, very nice choice.
But if we do reach 7,000,
This is yellow.
yeah, I'll probably change that. But yeah, certain panels will be red and yellow.
Still gives you that like Sin City kind of feel.
Yeah.
Even if you do use like yellow and red, maybe a little bit of green depending on what's going on.
Yeah. And that mobster makes the mistake of smashing a chair on Vigilante.
I like the Vigilante looks like a badass. He kind of gives me those like that Mickey Rourke feel from Sin City.
Yeah, no, he does.
Marv.
Yeah, Marv. and just like Marv, this guy would be more comfortable on a battlefield rather than being a civilian. So that's kind of why he operates as a vigilante, because he has kind of a little bit of bloodlust.
Awesome. So so you got SOS is fulfilling right now. That was your first book. Why do you decide to do this spinoff? Do you just have that much story to tell with this world?
Yeah, volume 2 is going to take a little bit, so I decided I still wanted to make an SOS book, and this is something I've had for 4 years. And it still fits in the world because there's plenty of black comedy and monsters. And so I just kind of felt appropriate to launch this year, because volume 2 comes out next year.
Nice. And what's the you went pretty big on SOS. It was what, 50, 60 pages or more than that?
Volume 1 was 80.
80 pages. Okay. I knew it ended in a 0.
Yeah, and this is 66. This is like 3 separate issues in like a trade format.
Nice. Man, you've got that like go big or go home attitude. I like it.
Yeah, I like thick books.
I like them thick too. Oh yeah, books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Books. Hey, Mogwai Centurion. Hail, brother. Good to see you here tonight. So yeah, you got 21 days of your first 30. Man, why are you not? You should be funded by now, bro.
Yeah, I think once people start getting their books from the first campaign, they'll back me.
That's a good point. I'm not going to throw out names, but I've talked about this before. You notice a large drop in funding from campaign A to campaign B when campaign A has not been fulfilled yet.
Yeah.
People want to see that you are going to deliver that product, that they're not just wasting their money on you. But like I said, you are in fulfillment right now, so people are going to be getting their books while this campaign is still open and funding. So yeah, I would assume that you'll see a pretty big boost pretty soon.
Yeah, and still do like another 30 days after this. So I would say next week people start getting their books.
Awesome! I can't wait for SOS. I'm just a big fan of Canales. I love your concept on SOS, and this will actually fit with the new review show that I've started to do, where I'm only doing review videos on books that are either still in demand or that you can still get in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I kind of decided that it seems a little pointless to do a review on a book that people can't get for till the next campaign opens or or whatever like that. So I just started doing that. I did Samurai and Dinosaurs the other day because Mike Murphy just launched his Second Chance campaign. I did Vested yesterday because it's still in demand. You can still get that before it's sold out. I meant to get around to Captain Love today, but I just didn't have the time with some other shit going on. So yeah, this will. So when I get at SOS, I'm definitely going to be doing a review video, and hopefully, point some traffic over in your direction because it is. You do have the featured perk here is Onslaught and Volume 1, so people can still get it Volume 1 if they choose.
Yep.
And $35 for that much story is a steal, dude.
Yeah, 80 plus 66, so 146.
You're way better at math than me, bro.
And if you just I kind of do give a good prelude or introduction to the world and the character in the first few pages. So if you just want to back the spinoff, you will not be confused. So
so it's a good standalone, but it's a part of this world as well.
Yeah. And one of the brothers is in it, so he provides some comic relief.
Nice.
And I got a pin up by Canales because I still wanted him on the project, but he's going to be doing a lot of books this year.
Yeah, he's a busy dude. He's probably one of the most in-demand artists in CG right now. Do you have that pin up on here?
Actually, go to updates.
Updates. All right.
Running out of room on the thing, but it should be right there.
Yeah, dude, look at that.
Yeah, and this is the Countess. She's one of the supernatural assassins, and I wanted to bring back vampires in a big way. So she kind of can pass for human, but up close, you kind of realize she's not because she's all bony and skinny and pale and red eyes.
Now, you wanted to bring back vampires in a big way. You obviously have not spent much time with Simon Poitier.
Yeah, basically just show them they almost act like zombies, other than her. Like her minions almost act like zombies. But yeah, she's basically just taking chunks out of necks and stuff.
Brutal, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to do like the whole two holes in the neck. I just do 28 days later.
Oh, nice. I like that. Hey, go in a different direction. Go against the current. Give people something that they haven't seen before. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it does kind of provide lore to the world because there are demons and other races in SOS, and so here are vampires, and there's at least one werewolf in this story.
At least one, so one, maybe more.
Yeah, they're kind of like rare. Yeah, there's only one werewolf.
Well, Simon's got you beat. He's got two.
Oof. Actually, I got the pages on the story for the werewolf. It looks really good for the campaign.
I just can't. I can't get enough of Canales' art. I'm infatuated with him. I mean, his art.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, his art. I mean, this looks great. I'm definitely going to be back in this. You're on my list. I don't think I'll be able to afford the Bisley art. My wife might have a cow if I would spend that kind of money on anything.
Yeah.
It might be my last purchase ever. But no, I'm definitely going to back this book when I can, which hopefully will be soon. I'm going to be rejoining the workforce in like 2 weeks, which sucks. My COVID-cation is almost over.
Yeah, I returned to the office
Nope,
next
you're
month.
gonna get struck. Watch saying that word.
COVID-cation?
Yeah.
No, they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You gotta be specific.
Oh.
I don't think COVID-cation is something that they can get me for. So, Passion, since you had to rudely interrupt me here.
Oh, I rudely interrupted you.
Yeah, rude. Fucking rude of you.
Sorry.
We got Doom Fate next up on our list. You talk about more of that fantasy realm kind of deal. Give us the lowdown on Doom Fate, man.
Yes. If you are a lover of Dungeons and Dragons and Conan the Barbarian and Berserk, this is the book for you.
I have friends that are orcs.
Oh, well, then there's a little bit of orcs in this volume, so next volume there'll be a lot more orcs. Or people of green color. There'll definitely be more of those in the next one. But this book is about a clan of barbarians that live in a valley called Valerium. And one particular barbarian, she decides to do her own thing, and you're not supposed to do that. And all these dominoes fall, bad things happen, lots of blood, lots of guts, lots of fighting and intrigue, and doing it in a kind of a, like you're reading an anime, kind of cartoony look to it. So it's going to be really cool, but then there's going to be blood everywhere. So it'll be a lot of fun. I posted some updates today. That's a 2-page spread. That's page 2 and 3 right there. No, not the updates. On the picture.
You actually put them on the campaign.
Yeah. So that's pages 2 and 3 fully colored by myself. So
glorious. I love the colors in this, man. I think they're so bright and they pop so well. I would think they really lend to the world that you're building.
Thank you. Yeah, as the books go along, things get darker and darker. So once someday, if I ever get all these volumes into one thing, you'll be able to see just how dark the palette gets as we go along. So,
well, I was really worried because I mean, your first book, you drew the coloring book, but you didn't color it for me, and I was really worried that like you didn't do that because you sucked as a colorist.
No.
But apparently, you're a really good colorist.
I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm tolerable. I mean, I've done some stuff in the past, but not as like a full-time gig. But I do a lot of painting and things like that. So I kind of know my way around colors a little bit. Coloring for comics is all about technique. It's learning the techniques. So if you know a lot of techniques, you could really expand yourself. But like I said, on this coloring, I'm trying to do like a cell shaded look. So it's deliberate. And I'm kind of tailoring my art to that. Kind of like that heavy metal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm for. So, but it's a cool book. We got it's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of just brutality and fighting, and this book we're setting up a lot of characters too, and just to get you on pace, just big fights with giants and monsters. And
yeah, there's a lot of blood on this page.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be more.
Are you gonna be like Sim? Like I know Sim's Blood Hunt's not colored, but like there's 1 or 2 pages in Blood Hunt that if it was colored, it'd pretty much just be red.
I don't know if it'll be maybe a couple of them, but I haven't really I haven't looked at the colors yet, but the book's entirely drawn right now. It's got a couple touch-up spots. I'm going on to about halfway inked, so I'm inking it traditionally. So it's halfway inked, and then we're getting on to, I think we're on to like 17 pages colored and completed. So we're making it. We had to go. It was going to be April, but it's looking like June. Where I'm going to get it. That's where I did the update where we're going to hit June, and that looked like that's going to happen. So as long as there's nothing weird going on with the printing, I see June happening. So
excellent. What's going on? Does she have like an eye power here? What's happening in this panel?
yeah, she has this like berserker rage thing that pops up when she wants to do it. It does have a downside where she kind of loses energy and stuff afterwards. Kind of like if you ever play Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of barbarians have that, but with these particular barbarians, they're kind of moving into, if you know anything about the Germans after the fall of the Roman Empire and going into the Renaissance and stuff, they started to become more civilized. The Germans were barbarians, and this is kind of where they're at. Their society is at. They're moving into more. They're not the crazy Conan the barbarians, but they still have some of those old ways. But they lost that ability at one point to berserker rage. They gave that up. They're still warriors and stuff, but they just, so she has this ability, and it's been a very long time since someone of her people has had it. And we'll discuss that in different volumes on how she got it. But yeah, so that it gives her it like triples her strength.
So you got a lot of lore that you're working through in this book. This story as well.
Yes, there's a lot of background and everything in the story. How I did my story. A lot of people do the characters and then put them in. I did them the whole world. I come from more of a fantasy background, D&D and role playing games. So I created the whole world thing. I have a whole bunch of other stories I'd love to tell in the world, not necessarily with these characters, but. I just went with that and put these characters in that world. So, and then explain things to the reader, like how this works and how that works.
See, I like setups like that where you sit down and you create the world that these characters live in first. World building is very important to me, and then you go back and you add the characters into it, and then give them their own lore and stories. I think those stories come out way better in the end than if you just like, oh, I've got this character and he lives in New York, or you know something arbitrary like that.
Yeah, it's just a different way of doing it. I like doing it. We'll explain. You'll get more deep into every character. I also want to do an offshoot book where it'll be like background stories of the characters. Hopefully we can get up to a certain point on this before I start shipping and get it. Volume 2 will probably be a little while. Excuse me. Let me get a drink water. Volume 2. So this was 56 pages. I was hoping to be able to fund 72. I ended up drawing 86. So, I had to split the book. There's no way I could afford printing all that and get it all done in a reasonable amount of time. So I split the book up into volume 1 and 2. And so this will be that. Hopefully volume 2 will get done a lot quicker because I'm not going to launch it until I have everything colored and ready to go. I learned my lesson. And
you've got Grave Robbers coming out later this year that you're working on as well.
Yeah, Grave Robbers with Mark. That's a horror western kind of book. That's going to be not a totally different style. You'll know it's me, but it's going to be, I'm approaching it a little bit differently. I'm not coloring that book. So I'll be doing that. It's a really cool story about kind of like 4 bounty hunters, and they have unique powers. That's about what I could say. I'm also doing an 11-page story for Raging Golden Eagle's Blade Devil. So that's a manga-based kind of story, and I think everybody will that should be I should be hopefully get that done in another month or so. Everybody be able to see that.
Damn, passion getting busy.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been around. I haven't been able to market my book because I'm busy, drawing. It's a lot of work to draw a book. It's a lot of work, and I'm doing everything.
So I wanted to try to get you on because I know you have been busy, and these live streams are really where most of the attention for these books come from. So that's why you and Beacon have been so busy that you've been kind of in the shadows. And it's like, man, we got to get some more eyes on these books before you guys got to close down.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's hard to find time because when you're drawing, like every minute you need to be drawing. So, and then of course there's family time. You got to spend time with your family. That's number one importance. So,
well, obviously, if they don't understand, they don't have CG's best interests at heart.
To re-educate the family.
That's right. Zira says, stories with rich, original, unexplored worlds remain timeless. They make the audience also imagine. Yeah, man, that's where, look at properties like the original Star Wars and Star Trek that had these huge, vast worlds, and the fans did so much world building of their own. I mean, they created a lot of lore without anybody telling them anything. You give them an image of an alien race, and the fans go and they give the actual backstory of everything. You actually, as a creator, don't have to do much but create it, and then the fans go buck wild with their own imaginations.
Yeah, that's what I have planned for this book. Is I wanted to do a role-playing game. I want to do a manga book that's kind of attached to this story. It's kind of a background. So eventually I want to do a few volumes like old, like the manga and the digest and that kind of art and everything. So I want to do that explains a big part of this story. There's one aspect of it. So I do have like future plans to keep doing this IP. This is like my IP. This is like when I do comics, I'll always come back to this. I have a couple of other ideas that I'd like to do just as one shots, but if I never get to them, that's fine. But this is something I want to keep growing and keep coming back to it in different ways too, like board games and all that stuff.
Well, this is your baby.
Yeah, this is what I'm building on. So hopefully, we can keep building it up and do more and more books. Even my coloring book is attached to this that I did before this. So Mitzar is the wizard in that book, and he's actually a wizard in this world.
Oh, so really?
The head wizard dude. Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that'll be some volumes down the line. He actually appears, and he will appear in this book and play a major role in it.
Dude, I think that's really cool. I think that'll actually drum up interest in the coloring book once that comes back around to that. People, you could be like, oh yeah, that was the first book I ever published was Mythzar's Menagerie of Monsters coloring book, and here's Mythzar in Doom Fate finally. And people are like, well, I want the coloring book now.
Yeah, and I'm working on. You can show my screen if you want. I'm working on another project this summer. It's a smaller project. So this is going to be a set of playing cards. I've kind of been showing some art on this here and there. These will be where the art is a little more intricate, and they'll stay black and white with a little bit of spot color. So each suit is going to be a different category of fantasy monsters. So this is the 10 of Spades. So he's is a mummy, like a mummy lord. And each one is going to be different suits. So the undead is all the spades. The clubs are all like your giants and orcs and goblins. The diamonds are like your other monsters, your dragons, your chimeras, your Pegasus, stuff like that. And then the hearts are all the free folk. So your dwarves, your humans, your elves. So if you're a dungeon master or you just like playing cards or that, I'm also working on a choose your own adventure that works with the cards. So the cards you can play like a game of war when you encounter something in the book, or it helps you make decisions.
Now that's a cool concept, man. That's really cool.
Yeah. So nobody steal it. It's mine.
Yeah. Hey, Passion. I wanted to ask you because I backed the Epic Path. I think it was the $30 tier. Did you hit the stretch goals that you needed to add the pages and get the cards and all that?
We got. I think we're. If you want to go back to it, Adam, I think we got to 7 because I just updated that 7K. I think we'll open everything up that's going to be openable. Once we get, if somehow I can get to 10K, maybe we'll do something. But at this point, I'm getting so close. You could, if you scroll down, towards the end. If you,
the very end.
Yeah, and thank you for backing that, by the way. I appreciate it. Yeah,
no,
right
it looks like a quality product, man. I couldn't pass it up.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 cards out of the 10. Or well, it's actually going to be like 11. So out of 11 cards for the Epic Pack tier. So you'll get those. The guy, if you got just the card tier, you're getting an extra card. So there's going to be an extra card outside that too. But you'll get all 8 of those cards. We've added 8 more pages to the book, and you'll be getting those 6 stickers on a sticker sheet from 6 a.m. Comics. He did all those characters. He did a lot of the major characters in the book.
He did like every character almost in Comicsgate, I think.
Yeah, I've been trying to
6
become a member
a.m.
of that collage for a long time.
6 a.m.'s got Chimera's. That's who did this beautiful little piece here. That's Chimera's avatar.
Yeah, they're all. He does a really good job, and he has like a whole collage of all the CG characters.
Yeah, he did all mine. He started out with Valeria, which is the main character, and then I commissioned him to do the rest, and he did a fantastic job capturing them all. We'll do more. We'll have plenty of those afterwards when we go to do volume 2. We'll offer all this stuff again. Probably if we do a volume 2, we're going to slim it a little bit, so we'll have it to where you could buy whatever, and we'll get the thing. We'll be adding. I also added to the campaign. You can buy original pages.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to before we moved on. $100 for an original page of this book.
Yeah. So it's first come, first serve. You also get a free PDF. So how it will work is you'll get the PDF as I'm shipping the book, and you pick out the pages you want, and I will give you as close to your list as possible. So you can go and you'll get the book already. You already have it shipped to you probably, and you'll be able to like, oh, I like page 35. Can I get 35? And I'll put it to the side for you. So, and then it'll go down from there. It's 11 by 17 archive paper, all that stuff, Strathmore paper. We'll do that. We're also going to be having a death Doom Fate crossover picture by Joe Ball.
Oh, snap.
That's going to be in the print tier. That's going to be their last print. You'll be able to get that. I'm actually coloring it right now. And it's also the original art for that's going to be up. There'll be 2 pieces by Joe Ball that are going to be up here in the next couple of days.
Ooh.
So I'll throw that up on Twitter. So watch out on Twitter and grab them before they're gone, because Joe's stuff sells relatively quickly.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Well, I mean, shit, you're only $106 away from the $7,000 mark. So I see you getting that rather quickly. I think, especially if you're throwing that Joe Ball original artwork up there. That's probably going to go pretty quick.
Yeah, and we'll probably if we hit 10K, then there'll be something I'll put out extra for that for the entire campaign. I'll throw something extra if we hit the 10K. But we got some time. We got a few months, and of course I'll go in demand. I'm in demand for whenever. But also the Get Drawn in the book, that's going away this week. So if you want to get drawn in the book, this is your chance. You will, if you want to buy the original page you're on too, I will set those aside for you. So,
oh hell yeah, that'd be cool.
A couple people got it, and pretty cool tier. It's been fun putting them in there. So
it's a really popular tier around CG, man. People love to see themselves get inserted into these books.
Mhm.
And I mean, what better book to get inserted into than fucking Doomfate? This is badass.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to get my head cleaved off in a book. That'd be really, really cool.
Yeah,
Right.
we got some unique deaths. I think I came up with for a couple of people, so it ought to be fun.
Now I have a question for you, Passion.
Sure.
Can I, if I get this black and white full character sketch, can you draw her in this exact pose without the attire?
No, I don't. That's those restrictions on what I'll draw.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't do cheesecake art usually. Well, you have to pay me a lot more than $50.
No, I'd say it wouldn't be cheesecake art. I think that's more full product.
But there's plenty of still tears. There's plenty of time. June's looking good. The way things are, I'm completing 4 pages a week. So it's gonna look like we're about 20 in. So it's look like we're gonna hit that no problem. Like I said, with printing being the way it is and the country is right now, who knows? But ought to be good. We should be good. So everybody will get their books June.
I mean, shit though. I mean, Comicsgate is still the only ones. I mean, yeah, you still got some of the other indie guys out there, but overall, Comicsgate's still the only ones actually shipping and producing books right now. I mean, the mainstream is essentially shut down. They're slowly starting to reopen. I think what DC did ship some books out this week, and Diamond, I think, is reopening sometime in May. But to what? You know, in my state anyway, the comic shops are not essential work, so they're not going to be open. So I don't know who these companies are actually shipping to, but we ship directly to the consumer. So
some parts of the country are essentially open, but yeah, you're right. I don't know who they're going to.
So Kemp, you know, we got Passion's doing Grave Robbers, a Western coming out. Mike Murphy's doing Deep Well, a Western coming out. How does it feel to be the innovator, essentially, with Dusty Tortillas?
Oh man, I can't take credit for that. Yeah, I quite honestly, there was who was that? Gilbert Deltres that did Pistolera.
Oh, he did, yeah, Pistolera. That's right, he did. But that was Kickstarter.
It was both.
I don't count it.
It was both. He had an Indiegogo campaign as well, and I do believe at the time I haven't really kept up with Gilly. I think his handle was Gilly Writes Comics. But yeah, I believe that he was a CG creator. So yeah, it needs to be a CG Western.
I think he is CG now.
Okay.
Because he did Galactic Road and some Mayhem, which did pretty well. He's got another one out right now. He's pumping books out pretty quick.
It's like the Deep Dark. I actually got that the other day.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he and I have kind of done the first couple of like independent or CG Western stuff that didn't have another angle into it. You know, so some of them had like a sci-fi angle into it. There was like other like anthropomorphic angles, into the Western things. But ours is just straight up, rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting, dudes on horseback and getting it done. But yeah, it's really cool. It's the Western genre is one that I loved my entire life. Even my grandfather Jack got us into it when we were very young. His collection of Lewis L'Amour books is damn near a library. And when we would go over there on the weekends, we just watched old, John Wayne's and Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns. So I've always grown up with an appreciation for the genre. So when all this people started crowdfunding books, and it looked like people were having relatively good success doing it. Steve and I were just like, screw it, let's pull the trigger. Let's I guess metaphorically pull the trigger, but I guess it works there on a Western. So yeah. I think next we're gonna do we're working on something else. We've got like it's a 1930s type of private eye book that we're looking into right now. So lots of white tuxedo, Tommy guns, and burlesque girls and stuff like that. It's gonna be very, very interesting.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
And you never know. The Ballad of Dusty Tortillas takes place in 1901 as Dustin Baker is 18 years old. We're talking about the next book being set in 1932. It stands to reason that Dustin Baker could still be alive at that point in time. Depending on the event we'll into later. So you never know.
So you might be building a bit of a connected universe then.
Could be. There's been some talks. There's been some talks.
Critical Blast says Illinois shops are doing curbside. That's good to know. My boy from the South. He also says it's funny how once DC found someone to distribute, Diamond found a way to get back up faster than August. It is quite funny. It's very interesting. Edwin the Ace, hail bro. He says, always take credit, Brendan. Just never blame. That's War Campaign's job.
Oh yeah, always. Whatever the situation, blame the War Campaign. They're the whipping boy for Comicsgate.
By the way, I just passed 5K.
Nice.
Whoa,
Congratulations,
awesome,
man.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome.
Holy shit, did I get you a backer? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, he backed it twice. He got one of the Sim sketch cards, which we got 2 more of those left.
Come on, screen share. Why you gotta be so damn slow?
You know what? I gotta check my contributions. I can't remember what tier that I backed your book at, man.
Beautiful. $5,034. Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's our first stretch goal. So that adds a button pin, I believe. I think the price I quoted was for the 2-inch button pin. It's gonna have the 7 Legions logo, which is the circle with all the rays coming off of it. So yeah,
Dude, sweet.
I'll be ordering those shortly.
Right on. Excellent. That's what I like to see, man. I like to see.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. We're elevating these books. We want to see
Hell
these
yeah.
come up.
Hey, Michael, how many prints is the book coming with?
3 right now. If we hit $5,500, then you'll be getting 4 of them.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I'm about to upgrade, man.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, you're about to get a refund from me, and then I'm about to immediately back again. So
Okay. All right.
don't blast me on Twitter as being a fucking refund baby, okay?
All right.
Dare you?
I wanted to rub this in Kemp's face a little bit here. This
I love it when you rub stuff in my face.
I know. This bearded man with this beautiful mustache here on the left, with the bullet hole between the eyes. That's my beautiful face.
Yeah, and I'm in the background going down on some guy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks a lot, brother.
Is this page right here full of people that I know?
This is the variant cover for Blood Hunt that you can get only right now. You can only get it in the featured tier. That comes with both. It's Blood Hunt All In. Comes with the book, the variant cover that we're looking at. You get an exclusive and limited art print and a sticker by 6 a.m. Comics of Vincent. So yes, this image is a little blurry. I don't have the high res one handy, but yeah, you have me getting a bullet hole. We have Milkman Dan back here. There is Red Gaze as well. Liam Gray. There's that umbrella guy. We've got somebody for drawing. Here's Roe, Captain F Head, Ryan Magus, and we have a mystery man here. He was taking he's taking a blade and a bullet into the chest.
That's really cool. Sim has this thing about putting people who were just freshly shot in the face, in the foreground of his work. If you take a look at that poster from earlier, that's one of the biggest things in there is this dude with a fresh bullet, a smoking.
He does. He loves that.
Right,
that head back bullet through right between the eyes. It's his favorite.
But I really do you got to appreciate the smaller details though, like the dead eyes. You know what I mean? The eyeballs that are rolled the different ways. And everything, because the brain's been destroyed. Just really, really cool stuff, man.
This is I really love what Sim did here. This is essentially his mega thank you page is this black and white variant cover wraparound. These are a handful of people who supported the book from day one, who helped him out in some way or another, who pushed the book, who platformed the book. This was his way of hats off, a big thank you. He's also doing the traditional thank you page in the book with all the backers and everything, but these are the the big thank you. I thought this was really, really cool of him to do. And I told him not to announce it, but then he started talking about it, so I figured, well, I'll talk about it. We got Ryan Magus in the chat. He says, Sim killed me? Yep, he did.
Yep, he killed.
You dead.
That's what you get, Magus. That's what you get.
Yep, fuckhead. Yep, you're on that cover as well, bro.
Yep.
Zira says, can't wait to see how crazy this book is. Yeah, man. Blood Hunt is in the final stages. Final edits are going down right now. We are printing pretty much any day now. And thank God Sim didn't close this campaign when he said he was going to, because it was at like $8,500, and now we are sitting at over 10 and a half right now. So he has definitely sold quite a few more copies. I know Raging Golden Eagle had him on a couple times and has been really supportive as well. But this book is going to blow your fucking mind. It's fantastic. It's a nonstop thrill ride. I had a meeting with Steve Dye, the editor, the other night, and he goes, to each their own, but there's no breathers in this book. I go, I know. I didn't write it. I just helped script it. Sim wrote it. It's nonstop action. It's not going to disappoint. From page one, it starts, and it does not stop until I don't even remember how many fucking pages he's finalized it at. 72, I think. He never updated the actual header on the campaign page, so it still says that it's a 64-page book. I think he updated the actual page, though. Yeah, 72 pages, 71 pages of story. And he's going to throw some extras in there as well. But, yeah, get in on this book as well if you haven't. I still don't know if he's going to close when we go to printing or if he's going to leave it open, because he does want these to be very exclusive covers. Both of these covers will never be reprinted again. The main cover here, which you can see in the thumbnail, and then the wraparound cover, which we just looked at, the black and white variant, never to be reproduced again. Indiegogo exclusives, so get in on it as you can. Ryan Magus says, hail peasant. Hail Ryan Magus. Love you, brother.
Know your place, peasant.
Mogwai says, saw the lettering on it. It's super awesome. Yeah, his brother Dave is doing the lettering, and he's knocking it out. He's pulling out all the stops. I think Dave's going to be a big name in the lettering community pretty soon. He's attempting to usurp Eric Weathers from his throne of lettering.
Well, I got Phil Diaz doing on mine. He's doing a superb job too. So we'll be I'll be posting some lettering of his here real soon. Probably next few days or maybe Monday, and you guys will. He's already getting. Some people have seen it and they're already trying to hit him up for jobs. So he's gonna go. They need letterists. If you want continued work in Comicsgate, learn the letter. You'll get work.
Oh yeah.
I taught myself how to leather over the last 2 weeks when I didn't have a whole lot to do around here. I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure this shit out, because I do have my own book in the works that hopefully is coming out. Knock on wood, it's coming out later this year, barring any unforeseen circumstances. But I want to be able to letter it myself, and I want it to look good, obviously. And I took the time and figured out how to do it. Once you kind of get the hang of it, it's
Yeah, it depends on the art. It depends on what
it does depend on the art. I feel like Dave has his work cut out for him with Sim's pages because there's a lot of panels and Sim did not leave a whole lot of room for speech bubbles.
Yeah.
And when I was trying to script everything, I was like, there was even spots I was like, Sim, I don't know if we're gonna have room for this line. If we don't, cut that line. Like, I even tried to give Dave some pointers, like, okay, like do it like this, like have the bubbles come this way so they'll fit just right, and have the line come across this way. So he's got his work cut out for him. But lettering's a lot of fun. I mean, it's an art form in itself.
Yeah, I had to learn that with mine to just cut it back a little bit so that I did some practice pages and I just learned I had to cut it back so you could get some lettering in there because you just have to do it. You just have to do it. So I'm still learning that aspect of sequential art because I want to fill the whole page up with stuff, but
yeah,
you gotta make it make sense, or the letter is just gonna cover up all your work anyway. So
exactly. Hail ink spots. That's the colors for Cash Grab right there.
Yep, ink spots.
Also a regular on the Atomic Deuce on Rotten Glory's channel on Friday nights.
And one hell of a ukulele player.
And what?
Was it a ukulele or a mandolin he plays?
Ukulele. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, he's damn good on the ukulele.
Hey, Adam, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a reason to congratulate you as well. I believe when we started the stream, you were at 599 subscribers, and you're at 600 now.
Woo-hoo. Oh shit! Yeah.
Wait.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Woo! I knew I was creeping up slowly but surely. I was like, I noticed that before we started, I was like, oh shit, I'm up to 599. That's awesome. But hey, thank you to whoever just subscribed to get me over that mark. I appreciate you. We're on to 1,000 and hopefully 1,000 more after that and so forth.
Well, I'm about to unsub, push you back down to 599. So
you know what? We did so you've been in the dark for a while. We did a 500 sub spectacular, and we actually started the stream and we didn't have 500. We were like 2 or 3 away, but we went ahead and we started the stream anyway and we did some giveaways. Sim gave away some art. I gave away a T-shirt and some other stuff. I tried giving away my coffee mug, but nobody wanted it. But then, like as soon as we hit 500, we went up to like 503, and then by the time the stream was over, I was back under 500 again. I was like, "God damn you assholes!" Fucking asses.
Well, that's really cool. But hey, I'm gonna have to pop out of here, man. Mrs. Tortillas is requesting my presence downstairs.
That's all right. I mean, we kind of went through everything, and we could go ahead and just.
I was gonna bounce too.
Put a nice big bow on that. We got a meeting I got to attend to a little bit later, anyhow. So yeah, let's call it at that. Hit 600, so we're gonna end the stream. We're done. Don't you dare unsub, you assholes. Thank you all for coming on tonight. This has been a lot of fun doing just a good old-fashioned promo stream. I haven't done one of these in a while. Usually we've got some, topic that we're going through. It's good to just do kind of a shill stream. Seemed like everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much for coming on and hanging out on Art City Comics. Hail to the chat, of course. Sure. Thank you guys for all of your unending support. I love you guys. Like I said, when we started the show, there was a lot of other stuff going on tonight. So I appreciate that you took time out of your night to come hang out with us. And especially to show some support. We got Michael Beacon up over $5,000, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some more backings for SOS and Doom Fate as well. I want to see Doom Fate get up to that $10,000 mark. I want to see Michael Beacon get up to that $10,000 mark. And I want to see Chimera get SOS funded.
Yes.
All righty. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you soon.
See you.
Bye, everybody.
See you.